right, welcome to another episode of The Money Line. Today we have a very special guest, longtime friend, one of my oldest friends in the industry. Now that I think about it, man, we've known each other for over 17 years. I've been practicing for 17 years, so yeah, 17 years. That's insane.
I'd like to say he's almost, I consider him a mentor also.
Yeah. Oh, no, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
I remember David first got in the game. He started the PI world, and we would call Jose and be like, hey, pick your brain about these certain claims and cases.
Jose Lopez, by the way, is who we have on our show today.
Hello.
Welcome.
Thank you, guys. Thank you for having me. I'm ready. Thank you for the great introduction, and I'm ready.
Perfect. Jose, can you please, for the audience, just tell them name of your firm, how to get a hold of you, go from there?
My name is Jose Lopez. I'm a practicing Texas attorney here for 20 years, licensed. You can find me at Attorney Lopez TX on all platforms, Instagram, YouTube, and I primarily focus on personal injury clients, Spanish-speaking clients, and that's my passion.
I love that, and this is something that I've had people ask me about, and I always tell them I don't see it this way, but we are technically competitors, but I think people in Houston, for the most part, all of us are friends, and for the most part, we all know each other, we all get along well, and we don't really kind of hate if someone's successful. Is that something you would agree with?
Right. Yeah, I agree with that. I see everyone, and I learn from everyone. I like to have friends and pick their brain because it might be a case that it's new to me or a fact scenario. So it's instead of reading 1,000 books or case law or whatnot, I can easily call a friend, an expert that said, hey, I tried this case like this, or I had a case like that, and give me some guidance and whatnot. So, and at the same time, I just stay in my lane. I'm inspired. I'm motivated by other people, and I like that. And if someone is successful, I'm like, man, that's awesome. At least that's how I approach it. I know attorney business, attorneys in general can be a cutthroat business, and I respect that. But for me, I stay in my lane, and all I can do is be the best that I can be and give my clients the best representation that I can. But having friends, to me, seems it's a benefit. So,
oh, yeah. No, absolutely. I think it's a benefit as well, and I think that's one of the things, whenever James was on the show, we had talked about that like we kind of all grew up in this field together and have learned from each other. And I think that's one of the biggest things that you taught me when I first started my career was stay in your lane. It was something that you kept telling me, and you're like, I just stay in my lane. If anybody, I wish everyone well. I just stay in my lane, and I don't really try to get into anybody else's business.
Right. Yeah, I mean, for me, it's like there's enough for everyone. There might be a different reason. I let the work speak for itself, but it's just like anything, like a restaurant or let's use like a taqueria. We're in Texas, so you person likes tacos. Maybe you like these type of tacos for whatever reason. That suits your taste, and my taste is different. Yeah. So I don't know why a client might feel more comfortable and relate towards David, and that's a choice that a client makes. Or maybe they want to have a woman attorney.
Yeah.
Maybe they want to have someone that speaks their language, and I kind of lean into that where like I can relate to my clients in Spanish and and help them in a time of need. So that's my niche, and I lean into that. But there's plenty of work for everyone.
Yeah.
And I really don't see. I don't focus on what someone else is doing or think of them as competitors. I look at them and learn. It's from far away. I can admire or reach out to you. I know that personally I've reached out to David, like, oh, man, I like what that you're doing there or that, instead of that's, an enemy of mine or a competitor. I don't like it. Yeah. So that's my take on that.
Yeah, there's plenty of work to go around for everybody. That's the first thing that I had to learn, because I'm not gonna lie. When we would go out to these holiday parties, especially in holiday season, you see all these other firms and competitors. But when you think about on a daily basis, on a weekly, monthly basis, how many accidents happen in your region or your area, it's like there's not enough attorneys, you seem like, to go around for that. But,
Yeah.
everybody gets their fair share. All you want to do is make sure that everybody's doing it the right way.
That's right.
That's the biggest part.
That's
There's no
part.
cheaters out there, and you got to do your best to advertise and put your name out there and do what you can. And I know you volunteer quite a bit, which is a great thing in your community. And so you bring in clients that again are comfortable with you and in the Spanish speaking community. And so there's plenty of work to go around for everybody, but just don't cheat.
Right.
Just don't do it the wrong way.
And the clients, by trusting you, they make that selection and validate that you've been practicing for 17 years. I'm practicing for 20 years. I can say that with confidence that I wouldn't be doing this for 20 years if I wasn't doing it the right way, treating clients right, being honest, and sometimes, not everything works out or is perfect, but at least you're honest with the client, you follow the rules, you're ethical, and you're going to, be successful and consistent for a long time. I've seen, and we've seen them, together fly by night, attorneys that I'm in this and then, this, that, the other, and they make a big splash and, for X, Y reasons, they're no longer practicing or, business slows down.
Yep.
And that
There's a
goes to
reason
say,
for it.
there's a reason for it, right?
And it's funny. I wanted to piggyback off of something that you had said. One of the reasons why we made the show was for two things I had told you before was sports was the second half, but it's a hobby of ours. Mm-hmm. But two is I'm intrigued by the different ways that people make money. I have a professional pickleball player that's going to be coming on the show.
Okay.
I have other people who own clinics and stuff like that, but you said most of your clients are Spanish speaking.
Right.
How did you get into that niche?
I've read before all this, but I've read something in the middle of all this that there's riches in niches.
Yeah.
So for me, I saw the whole landscape of of Houston, Texas, and I looked at, number one, I have a passion for my community. That's number one. That's the main reason. But number two, I'm like, what's going to differentiate me?
Separates
me from everyone else.
Yeah.
So all my ads are in Spanish. I represent American clients, English-speaking clients. But my niche is the Spanish-speaking clients because that differentiates me. I have a client, that's blue-collar, that, speaks Spanish predominantly, maybe watches Spanish TV, Spanish music, and whatnot. And, if something happens to him, my name, Jose Lopez, speaking to him in Spanish, we can connect. That client, at least from that persona and who he is, would not be quick to call John Smith.
Gotcha.
If that makes sense. So,
gotcha.
It does.
So,
and also I think that it's the loyalty with the community. Once the community sees that you're there for them,
right.
they
like your
Their network runs deep.
Yeah.
right.
And that's another part of it, I think.
It's like you guys have the San Marcos.
San Marcos,
right? Yeah. And San Marcos, like I don't know San Marcos.
Yeah.
So let's say that I would go over there. You have the advantage and the differentiator of like a restaurant, a bar, the streets.
Yeah.
You can talk to them about, I went to that middle school or this, that, the other. So like for me, I can talk to a client that's from Mexico City or Michoacán, Guadalajara, or Quintana Roo. Those are all different regions of Mexico. It's like, it's not like, hey, these are Mexican people. There's norteños, different things. And knowing how to differentiate that and knowing that culture and knowing that Mexican is not Puerto Rican, having that knowledge and being immersed in that culture and like what food they like and what music, because I'm immersed in that. So it's kind of like like here in America, we live in Texas, and but being American, we live in Texas. We're Texans, not New York, not California.
Yeah.
Those are different.
You're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
You go to Tennessee and you're like, oh, I know that barbecue joint, or I know that school,
Correct.
whatever.
Can you tell by accent? Like we could tell,
Yes.
like we could tell somebody from New York.
Right.
Oh, you're not from Texas, are you?
Correct. Yeah, exactly that. Like that, or like Philadelphia, they eat Philly cheesesteaks.
Yeah.
We eat tacos down here. We have Tex-Mex here. They have Cali-Mex in California.
Yeah.
So knowing that nuances.
They try to eat tacos all over the U.S.
Correct. That's true. But
They try.
right.
But they're different.
Right,
But they're
right.
different.
I had a taco in Tennessee.
Not the same. I wasn't.
No, I was there 3 weeks ago, and I was like, man, this is not what I thought
Right.
it was going to
Yeah.
be. And I'll be honest with you, my girlfriend's going to kill me for this, but I never have had so many casseroles in my life.
Oh, really?
Casseroles are a big thing in the Midwest.
Oh, wow.
I did
Was
not
it
know
green?
that. I did not know
Not a
that.
broccoli.
No, it was, none of it was green casseroles. It
Green
was-
Jello.
Yeah.
we had a squash casserole, yellow squash casserole.
Cheese.
I'm not mad at that.
Put cheese on it.
We had cornbread salad, and it had pinto beans in it, and bell pepper. And sour
like
cream on top.
cornbred. I like
I thought
pinto
it was a
beans.
fruit.
I
I thought it was a
I
fruit.
don't know if
I don't
there's
know
a
if together.
salad. How was
It
it? How was
was
it?
weird. I thought it was a fruit salad with like whipped cream on top.
I think
I was like, why are there tomatoes on
You
this?
thought it was cheese
sour
crumbles
cream.
and it was,
Yeah,
cornbread
it's horrible.
crumbles?
Horrible.
Sounds
Sorry, didn't mean to get off track. But
Was this in Tennessee?
in Tennessee, yeah.
Sounds like you went to go eat with the pioneer woman.
Her family,
She had a black
yeah.
skillet over a flame.
Yeah. I mean, pretty close. We were right next to the Smoky Mountains, so yeah.
Was there a wagon?
Yeah.
She's churning butter. Too. But no, yeah, I hear you. Like that's it. Very interesting to me because I knew you had always had a very unique concept when it came to your approach for your law firm, and I mean I think it's turned out great for you.
Right.
And that's where you're advertising, kind of you channel your advertising to those markets, right?
Correct. Yeah, I advertise in Spanish TV. All my ads are in Spanish. I have English content as well.
Yeah.
And, English YouTube channel.
But there's times when I'm driving around town
Yeah.
in certain areas, and I'm like, hey, there's Jose right there on the billboard. Yeah,
Right. And just because we deal with catastrophic injuries, where it's not only a case, but you're actually, having to, interact with the family through a grieving process, a very difficult situation. So it helps to, speak the language, or it helps to have something in common, like, hey, to be relatable to that person.
And I can tell you firsthand where we have had calls on massive catastrophic injury cases, and we did not sign them because I'm not fluent in Spanish, and there was a huge trust issue there.
Right.
Yeah, we would have to bring in somebody, a legal, an assistant, or somebody else. And unfortunately, we're not fluent in Spanish. And me and David have said, like, hey, if we were just fluent, like, we feel like we could have got them to trust, us, because that goes a long way. There's a lot that's lost in translation, if you will. And unfortunately, that's just been the case. But luckily, our legal assistants and stuff they've been very good with helping sign the cases that we do have.
But I
there
imagine
is those.
it's exponentially.
Oh yeah, it goes.
more.
I mean,
it
it
better,
goes.
yeah.
When
A
the
long way.
attorney can speak it, it's definitely.
I've been telling myself I need to learn for the past 20 years. I just I need to do it. So
There's an app called Duolingo. I recommend it for you.
what's it called?
Duolingo?
It's like
I have it. I think I'm on the first stage still.
just,
in the past 5
I just
6
cheat.
years.
I just cheat.
He's got a translator.
Google Translate.
right. But no. Speaking on that and being on that topic, just for the viewers and the listeners out there, is that, just think of what you would do. Like I have a dentist. I chose her because I feel comfortable with her. I like her. I like her clinic. I like her. Just the way she approaches things.
Yeah.
I've been to a dentist and another dentist, and like, man, I just, for whatever reason, I didn't think it was the right fit for me. So it applies in anything, right?
Yeah.
Like, you're like, hey, I like you have a mechanic that you trust. This guy's honest. It might be not the fanciest mechanic shop, but I go to him. I trust him. He's he's been in business.
fair,
He's
he's
fair,
reasonable,
right? He tells me the truth,
Yeah.
or whatever. Or I can go to this fancy, garage or mechanic shop is very impersonal. I don't know them. Are they going to be open in 5 years from now? So, like, you make that decision all the time. But imagine a client that is grieving. They lost a loved one. They lost a limb or something like that.
Who can't communicate with you.
Correct.
Fully.
Yeah.
You're not completely understanding the depth of what they're going through.
Well, he would feel that even though, like, you know, we're all human and, you know, we can accommodate, but just being able to talk and relate to them.
You know, it's uncanny that we're having this conversation because just this past Monday, we signed some clients from Senegal.
Okay.
And, I mean, the story that they had was amazing, and I really hope that we can do them some great work, but they don't speak English. They don't write English. They don't understand English in any way. They got into a horrific accident. One person was killed. But they speak, what's the native? Wolof. And their native, that's their native language, which is also, I guess it's in Senegal, it's Wolof, French, and Mandingo.
Mandingo is one, and then there's another one called Palap.
Palap, yeah. So every time we communicate with them, it's through an app. And the only reason we signed them is because an ex-client of mine who's from Senegal, he was translating for us in the meeting. And you could see they had big trust issues with us. And the only reason they came to us is because he trusted us.
Right.
So that we got lucky there, you know. But
but that happens. I have the same thing. You know, I have a client who's Vietnamese, older gentleman, but I represented a nephew of his, and he speaks English. He's Vietnamese, and that was
AJ. Can you take some pics too?
That was the contact point.
Yeah, the contact. He number one, he referred it, and again, that goes back to, you know, like your client from Senegal. You gave him, you know, a good customer service. You know, and he trusted you. You build that rapport with that client, and then that client, but that goes across the board, felt comfortable enough and trust you enough to bring, you know, a fellow countryman from Senegal and say, hey, you know what, David might not speak, you know, my language, but, you know, he's trustworthy and we can make this work.
Yeah, no,
so
absolutely.
Yeah, it happens, but that goes to show for me, just because everywhere that I go, I notice like customer service or how
I was gonna say that's like
it's huge.
Customer service 101. Like just do right by the people that, you know, have hired you and put their trust in you.
Correct.
And they will in turn at some point later on down the road refer over cases or just do you right whenever somebody else
they will
need
do you right back. Like, what is why is that so hard?
It's hard for some people to understand. They just want that quick money or that you know that's the quick paycheck or whatever it is, and then they just go on their merry way, and it just
it's transactional and
there you go.
Yes, there you go.
But I don't think it gets enough value. What you began with is that you want to do it the right way, and I think that lawyers often get a bad rap. And with you beginning with, I want to do it the right way. People know to trust you that way, and if you deliver good service on top of you're doing it the right way, you're going to get return customers. I've always tried to, I used to manage restaurants, so I wanted to make sure when every customer came in that I spoke to everyone that came in, and they knew that if there was an issue with their meal or their service,
goes a long way.
And I'm going to make sure I'm going to make it right at some point.
Yeah, no, I lead with that, and I'm glad you brought that up. It's just, I genuinely, this is my passion. I love what I do. I love helping clients, and it comes across. You know, it's just genuine. I do something that's just natural to me. Yeah. Because you know, like I said, you know, customer service, and I know when I'm behind the counter or wherever, and I notice when someone's just like, you know, that's the last place they want to be. They don't know my name. They don't know my appointment or this. Not that I need special attention or anything, but I notice, I'm like, man. But I notice like good customer service. That's like Chick-fil-A.
Chick-fil-A.
Yeah, Chick-fil-A.
I don't know what they're doing to hire these same people for every job.
Well, they have a very...
Them and Buc-ee's. That's true. They take care of their people, though.
They have a very strenuous...
hiring process?
No, training system. Yeah, but they train you. And because I looked into that just for business purposes, because I commend them and take my hat off. The lines are longer at Chick-fil-A than other places, but people will wait in line at Chick-fil-A because they're polite, they're kind, they talk to you, and it moves,
And they're
The line,
efficient. They're
but the,
efficient
but the,
with
but the line is
process.
moving, right? So
Right,
the
the
line
line
is not because
right.
my wife loves Chick-fil-A,
Yeah.
and I always say I hate lines, and so I'm always upset
Right.
that she wants to go there. But
They
to be
move.
fair, the
They
line
move.
is
You're
the
never
line
there
is,
for-
yeah, the
Right.
line is
Yeah.
moving,
Never sitting
Yeah.
there.
right?
Yeah.
I hate to see the line though, because just lines.
I mean, they run a very efficient system.
Yeah, efficient.
So, yeah, and
Right.
I mean, Buc-ee's as well. Like, who else gets to make six figures
Right.
at a gas station?
Right.
Being like, that's crazy, you know.
Right.
But that's amazing.
And
Right.
everybody seems
Yeah,
happy.
Right.
Yeah, everyone's
In and out also.
Right.
I was in California not too long ago when In and Out and everybody smile on their faces, wearing
think
these
that-
little hats, and just it's a long line around. But like you said, you're okay to wait in line
Yeah.
as long as the service
Yeah.
is good and they have an efficient process.
Do you think that the quality of their employees is based on pay?
No.
I think it incentivizes them to be nice.
Yeah.
I think that he's right, the rigorous training system, but I think the pay doesn't hurt.
You can
Right.
train. Look, you can train. I can train a horse to deliver food to a table.
Right.
But quality customer service is something somebody wants to be a
Correct.
server. Somebody wants.
It's a
to
lost
do-
art.
Right.
It's definitely a lost art. And what they're doing at Chick-fil-A, I have no idea how you're finding multitudes of people
Right.
with a similar personality to deliver.
Who are
quality.
more than happy to
I
bring
want,
you.
I
Yeah,
want to smile in your
Right.
face. I
Correct.
want to give you quality service. I
You're
want
right.
to be
Maybe
nice
there's
to
something
you.
in their, their procedural manual or something that says like, hey, look, if we hear any complaints or bad
out.
negative
But
reviews,
see, that does not stop people from lying
Correct.
on that paper, right? So
Yeah,
somewhere
you're right.
along the way, they're getting these people to show up to work, probably even after a bad night, and deliver quality
with a smile.
With a smile. That's tough to do.
It starts at the top. It's a culture. All of them. If everyone is doing it, you would be the oddball. At least from my perspective. there.
Absolutely.
You'd be the
And-
oddball.
Yeah, be the oddball. Like, man, like. I assume that it's infectious. Where like, hey, I have a smile on my face, and hey, good morning, how are you? And we've already went through the rigorous training of that.
Right.
So I think the culture that they create is commendable.
Yep.
And I looked into it. One fun fact about Chick-fil-A, it's harder to be selected as a Chick-fil-A franchisee than to get into Harvard.
what?
Right.
Yeah, we've looked into that also. My wife did, and she, there's a lot of requirements that go into it, and they vet really hard.
Really?
Yeah.
It's not just
It's
you
not even
pay
that
the
it's
money.
like super expensive
No.
to do it. You would think that it's like
Right.
out the wazoo, but it's not. It's just that they have a very stringent vetting process.
Wow.
But back to that, they do have good customer service. I always use it as an example. Matter of fact, I always tell my team that one of these days I want to ask because one of the owners of the thing, because I want to work at Chick-fil-A and like for a day and figure out exactly that, like how they do all this, like
Yeah.
a day in their shoes.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I want to
That'd be
learn.
cool.
Huh?
Yeah, that'd be super cool.
Yeah,
dude.
like just for like
It has to be. I don't know.
If
I've
I-
trained a lot of servers
Yeah.
over the years.
I'd
and
love to be in the back room
I don't know
and
what
figure
they're
out what
doing.
what those managers are doing. Like, because
Well, the manager's probably in the back room. They're probably up front.
Yeah.
Leading
Yeah.
by
Well,
example.
the managers are, but still, I mean, I can't express to you the difficulty
Right.
in getting young men and women
I agree.
to work with
yeah, I
a
know.
positive mental attitude
Consistent.
every day.
right.
Got you.
Yeah.
I keep
Happen at
waiting.
McDonald's.
It's not going to happen at McDonald's. It don't happen at Walmart.
I love Popeyes, but
It does not happen.
it doesn't go down like that when I go to Popeyes. You know what I'm saying? You're lucky to get. You're lucky
to get your meal. Yeah.
We out of chicken.
Half
Yeah.
Out of chicken? What you mean you out of chicken? I ain't selling you chicken. I'll just come back in a couple hours.
So, Jose, we always ask all of our guests on the show 2 questions on here, and the first of which, and I already talked to you about this, was what is it about your field or industry or your profession that you wish more people knew about it?
It takes time, like the time of because there's a lot of commercials out there. There's a lot of figures thrown out there, and a client sometimes has
A preconceived idea.
yeah
about,
preconceived ideas about how long a true a serious case matter, serious injuries, how long it takes to resolve something like that. It's not overnight. You know, the legal system moves, you know, at its own pace. And if clients or the people outside, not just clients, but just understood that this is a legal matter, it's not overnight, you know, it takes some time, it's serious. Even if it's a small claim or a big claim, there is a timetable to this. So I try to educate a lot of my clients, you know, because I have people that come in and they're like, well, my cousin, you know, he got something, you know, X amount of money and it only took this much, this much time. But every case is different. Every case is different. You know, it's not, there's different fact patterns. There's different, you know, insurance companies, you know, there might be the severity of the injuries, but that's something that I wish, you know, the public would be a little bit more aware of, that no matter what case it is, being a major injury or maybe a soft tissue injury or your normal fender bender, it's going to take some time. And
I think that's a good point, and facts are different for every case.
Right.
Coverage amounts are different for every case too. So you could be injured far worse than somebody else, and receive less money than somebody else because they were working with more coverages.
Yes, and you know, like one of the things that frustrates me is I see a lot of these ads on social media. I just got a 6-figure check after 6 weeks.
Right.
That's
right.
Unless this person was catastrophically injured and they settled it for less than they should have.
Right.
There's no way.
Right.
Yeah.
And
there was only $500,000 in the policy, and you were paralyzed.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, we got the full amount.
Yeah.
But now you're stuck like Chuck because there's not enough money to take care of you for the rest of your life.
It's just so deceptive, and that's one of the things that irritates me, is that people don't understand how long this process is.
Yeah, you know, and also you want to do things the right way. You want to do it correctly. You know, you don't want to cut corners. I tell the clients all the time, and, you know, just, you know, the public in general, is that you want to do things right. You know, can you cut corners, or, you know, do you want me to settle your case for, you know, a low amount that
less than value,
you know, that, you know, do you want, you know, there's going to, if you're not feeling better, if you have not been released from treatment, you know, that that could diminish the value of your case because, you know, you're not following the doctor's instructions. It's a myriad of things that could happen.
And if your case goes to litigation,
right,
like that's tack on another 2 years.
Correct.
Oh,
right. But you know, that's to answer your question, David. In the totality of things, just having a little, and I don't expect everyone, the public in general, to know all these nuances, but to me, it's just that I wish everyone knew that it takes time, you know, because it seems like on the personal injury side, or, you know, for whatever reason, you know, clients have a different expectation, because a criminal case, you know, can last whatnot or whatever it is.
That's true.
A family law case is a different timetable, or this, that, the other, you know, but working on a contingency fee basis and having clients, you know, that not only are injured but are in a financial situation, and that sometimes, you know, can add to the stress or anxiety of like, hey, let me resolve this, you know, where...
I don't mean to interrupt you, but I want to kind of just jump on that since you spoke about it right now, because most people, we think it's just kind of like layman's terms, but tell the people what a contingency fee is.
Well, in any case that we represent, if I believe in your case, I'm going to not charge you, the client. I'm not charging the client. We get paid at the end of the case. So the client is not paying me. There's not a retainer. They're not coming out of pocket. This case are either going to settle or go to a jury verdict, and that's when we receive our payment at the end of the case. So,
and it's not out of their pocket.
It's not out of the client's pockets. You know, contingency fee means that when the case is settled, we're going to get a certain percentage at the end, and it's written clearly on the contract. The client knows, and we have an interest. That's something that I always tell my clients, is that I trust me, I would love to get this case settled at 6 months, because when you get paid, that's the only time I get paid. And I'm not stalling your case or, twiddling my thumbs, because we don't have anything else to do. No, we're working on your case. We want to get the value of your case.
We want to maximize
your recovery. Yeah. And at the end of the day, I'm very transparent with my clients. I'm like, I have an interest in this case too, because I only get paid once your case is resolved.
Yeah, no, that's a good way to put it. And I think that's a big misconception that we have with a lot of people whenever we do intake, is they ask, how much is a consult? And we're not family law attorneys.
Right.
We're not criminal law attorneys.
Right.
We don't charge for consults. We don't. Right. That's not how this works.
Right.
It's harder than it seems for people to realize that that's how that works.
Right.
Also, like when we're doing like the initial intakes, the big question is a lot of times is, well, what's my case worth?
Right.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, first off, there's so many moving parts.
Right.
We're just getting, especially if the accident just happened. Right. We don't know the extent of your injuries, and it's like, it's such a. I tell people all the time, I don't want to give you a number. Like, there's no way I can give you a number because I don't know what your injuries are. Sure. And once we get later on down the line, and they start to ask these questions, well, like, what are we looking at? I'm like, well, amount, or if we don't know the policy amount, then it's really hard to say. Every adjuster is different.
Right.
Like, they're at their own discretion how much they're going to offer. We haven't filed a lawsuit. Like, it's just so many questions that they ask sometimes that we don't have all the answers for. And it's not because it's not where we don't have the experience, but it's just like sometimes clients will hold you to a number,
not
or
sometimes,
to
every time.
To a range, and it's just
if you tell them a range, they're automatically going to take the higher number, whatever that number is. Yeah.
You said you're going to give me $8,000.
Right.
I don't think I said that.
No. And we have one kind of quote that we keep around the office is like, it's never about the money until it's about the money.
Correct.
Yeah. Like, I'm not trying to make any money. I'm not trying to whatever. And we get them the treatment. We get them better. We get money in their pocket. They're like, that's it.
Right.
Like,
well, unfortunately, that comes with part of this business.
Yeah.
I try not to let that happen. I temper expectations. I walk the clients through things. But yeah, it's funny you say that, Vince, about, if I have a client that from day one is talking to me about money, I already kind of, I will educate the client immediately, because here, when we're dealing with a serious injury or any injury, is about making you whole.
Yeah.
It's about, getting you back to normal, not only financially, but, physically. Go to the doctor, and walk the client through that. And sometimes, again, they have false expectations, hey, my cousin had this case, and that's good. And I believe you, and I'm sure that happened, but maybe let's say that your family member told you X amount, and maybe that amount is true, but your family member probably didn't say, hey, I had this procedure done, or hey, I had this done, or or whatever. There's a lot of variables that come into this.
Absolutely.
So I just try to, I always try to
undersell, over deliver.
Right. Yeah.
They call that the Scotty effect. Y'all are not Star Trek fans, but they call that the Scotty effect. It's where you
I'm shocked that you were a Star Trek fan.
I was definitely. You under
That's Han
promise.
Solo.
You under promise and you over deliver, right?
Yeah.
So just Scotty would tell you, how long is it going to take you to fix the engines? Oh, it's going to be about 8 hours. He knew it was only going to take 2, but he told you 8, and he sells you 2.
And this is it's kind of funny because this is going to harp on our next topic, but this is one of the things that I personally that frustrates me about our business is when I have other attorneys who will tell my clients, or that whenever our clients were shopping for attorneys, they would say, oh, your case is worth $5 million or $2 million, whatever it is. And at that point, they already have the advantage, even though it's
not the case.
Bullcorn.
Right. Yeah, I got you.
So that's one of the things, and which leads me to my next question for you, is one of the things, I know there's a lot, that frustrates you about our industry that you wish more people knew? I have a big one, but I want you to go ahead.
Attorneys get a bad rap, and what you just said right there, there's a reason for that. Like attorneys, and I can admit that there's a reason for it. There is, just like any profession, though, there's some bad apples, bad actors, and whatnot. Me, I see that it. And the example that you just gave, I was thinking about it, it's like the way I neutralize that with the client. If a client, again, is talking to me about money, and I neutralize that by being honest and letting them know that I'm not that attorney. I cannot promise you that person is most likely lying to you.
Yeah.
And I'm just here to tell you what we're gonna do, and tell them, and walk the client through and tell them just the facts of who I am, and maybe I'm not the person for you. Yeah. And that's okay. I can live with that. But at the same time, I find that clients, it's refreshing to them.
And they respect it.
They respect it. They're like, hey,
you're absolutely right.
I'm like, hey, I can tell you right now that I would never promise you. I wouldn't, if I give you a dollar amount, I'm lying to you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
I love that. No, I love that you say it like
all
that.
The time.
Yeah.
So I neutralize that. So yeah, and that is frustrating. Back to that is, we have attorneys in general, not just in this world, but have a bad rap because there's some bad apples. But I want the public to know that the good guys do exist, and that's the reason that I advertise and I'm out in the community to let people know, hey, I'm a normal person.
Yeah.
I exist.
And you've been successful in doing that.
Yeah, thank you. And just that I'm a good, I'm a human being. I have a family. I like sports, or I like to, I like tacos. I like to go to the hole in the wall.
Yeah.
And this, that, the other.
Yeah.
I'm not sitting in an ivory tower. I'm not talking down to anybody about how important I am. First and foremost, I'm a man. Attorney probably would be like the 20th thing to describe me.
Yeah.
I have other things. I have a mother. I'm a son. I have friends. I like to travel. Whatever. Just
you're a runner.
I'm a runner. I'm a cyclist.
That's true.
So, yeah. So I would. You're
an avid runner.
Thank you. But yeah. So I want the public to know that good guys exist. That good people, and it's not just the legal world that has a bad reputation, but for the most part, it's a cliche. It's kind of true sometimes, even on TV shows, movies, where the attorney is like, overbearing, talks down, I'm condescending, I'm fancy, I'm, I know it all, and it's not that way, Yeah, we're all knowledgeable, and I'm a normal person. We're all normal people and relatable, and the good guys exist. So that's what I would want.
I like that. I think that's good, and I think that's one of the things that frustrates me is like you, and I respect the fact that you put a lot of resources into advertising. You do that a lot, and it frustrates me that we have these attorneys who don't do any of that because they cut corners,
right?
And they sell dreams,
right?
And people tend to believe those.
Right.
And I try to tell my clients, people are advertising for a reason. There's ethical lines that we cannot cross. Right. So there's a reason why we have to spend so much money to get a client.
Right.
And any of these people who are just calling you,
right.
There's there are lines here that we can't cross, and you should know that they are crossing them.
Correct. Yeah. That is fraud. It's illegal, and it happens, unfortunately, and there's legal ramifications for that. The state bar it could be a felony.
Yeah.
So for me, I let that. It's unfortunate, and I do not respect any attorneys or anyone pretending to be an attorney.
Yeah.
Resorting to that. But I just I stay in my lane, and I try not because you would go crazy.
Yeah.
I just focus on the positive of doing things the right way. And again, what you're saying about advertising, I advertise because I want people to know that I exist.
Yeah.
That one of the good guys exists. That's one of the reasons, and I want them to know that there's options out there. And I want to get in front of my clients and let them know that. Talking about that, David, people always ask me about that. I don't advertise because I want to be famous. Yeah. I don't advertise because I want to, be in the limelight. I want my clients to know that I exist, that I'm available. That's, to make, to have a wider net of that. But
presence to be known.
Presence,
right.
Exactly. And that's the genuine answer. Because sometimes people are like, oh man, I saw you on here, or I saw you on there, and it's I like it, and I'm glad that people are engaging with my ads, but I don't do it for my own personal vanity. This is so my clients understand that, hey man,
Yeah.
I relate to him. I saw David,
Yeah.
and
let
me call him.
Yeah.
Like, I saw that guy, and I related to what he said, and or you know what, that's something, that topic he talked about. Let me call him. Let me ask a little bit more about that, and that's where I find that advertising, or and just kind of talking and putting yourself out there. You never know who's watching, and somebody might learn something, and they're like, hey, David talked about this, or Vince, I heard him talk about it, and then later on they might say, hey, you know what, I'm gonna call them up. I remember them guys talked about this. So that's why I advertise. I want the client to know that I exist, and also give them general legal knowledge.
Perfect. No, I love that. And I mean, Jose, I've always seen you as a close friend and like Vince said, a mentor, because I had no idea what I was doing when I got into this, and you really kind of helped me along the way when I didn't know where the way was.
Right.
Didn't even know the way. I remember we were in our office in Leland, downtown.
Oh, yeah.
When David's, just, getting his feet wet. And, we come across a case and be like, man, this is going on. With this, the foundation, like UIM and stuff like that. And be like, let me call Jose real quick. Get you on the phone and be like, Jose.
Right.
And you
Right.
just little by little go through it, and you helped it out, man.
Well, thank you, and I appreciate that. But people have done that for me, and they continue to do that for me, and I continue to do that for people. I in the legal world, because I have opposing counsel, the defense, and all that. We can have professional courtesy. I don't take it personal, but sometimes dealing with attorneys or this, that, the other is egos involved, or
Yes.
or just not even courtesy. And I go out of my way. I'm just a normal person, man.
Yeah.
And if someone is trust me enough to call me or ask me for my opinion, then at least I could do is say, hey, this is what I would do, or this, that, or guide you in the right direction, because that's what I expect. If I call you,
Yeah.
like, hey, David, I don't know about this and that, and you know it. I would appreciate that. Hey, go here, do this, do that, because I'm not an expert on all things. So I like to ask questions, and I think that everyone benefits if we help each other, like with an advice or who to contact, or maybe a point of contact like that. So I believe in that.
No, I think, and I think that's one of the things I appreciated about you is you've always been very humble, and your door has always been open, and your phone has always been you've always been available if I ever needed some help, and I really appreciated that.
Going vice versa with you guys too. As we've all kind of grown together, and then we've all kind of got successful together, and then I feel the same way about you guys. I'm here at your office, and David's always welcoming, and his resources or his contacts. He shares many things with me, and I ask, and I'm like, and I like to. It doesn't hurt to just be human, be courteous, but sometimes a lot of that gets missing. But I'll tell, opposing counsel, I've seen that, and that sometimes we're like, they are aggressive or like take things personal and like, raise their voice or something. And I'll talk them down. But like, to me, I'm like, man, I don't have the time, to argue with you when, I'm just advocating for my client, and that's what I'm going to do. Mm-hmm. But if they want to approach it that way, that's fine. You can stew and be angry or whatever. But then I've had, and on the other foot, kind of going back to what you're saying, is I've had opposing counsel that has been very pleasant, that I know they do the same thing. They're like, hey, I'm doing my job for my client, and this, that, the other, and then we can, come to an agreement for the better of both parties. And I find that, man, very refreshing. And I'll compliment somebody that way, because when there is another case that, you're dealing with, or even an adjuster, when you've been, you develop a rapport, even over the phone, things go a little bit smoother. They know that you're honest, that you're not, and this is not frivolous.
Yeah.
They give you the benefit of the doubt. So, anyways, I try to approach life with that.
Yeah, I mean, and ultimately, in the lightest of terms, like it's like a game, and there's rules to the game.
Right.
You know, this side does this side does that. You know, everybody's got to play by the rules, and you're just trying to figure out its strategy.
Right.
You know, everybody's working for kind of their benefit.
Right.
But ultimately, you're protecting your side. Right. And that's it. That's all it comes down to. And just be courteous about it, you know.
Right.
Yeah.
There's just don't be, like you said, frivolous about it or anything like that. Yeah.
So
Be
no,
fair.
I look at that. I enjoy what I do. I mean, it is very stressful, you know, and the reason that going back to all that is that I keep a positive attitude because, I mean, there's so many, you know, stressful situations and real, you know, clients, medical situation, or someone's grieving a loved one, or someone's going through a financial thing, or this, that, the other. I can only, you know, and then to add, you know, anger or attitude, personally, it's not going to help anything.
It doesn't help anything.
I just try to approach things positive and keep it moving. Don't get confused, you know, like things, you know, I'm an advocate. I will go fight tooth and nail for my client. I'd rather do it professionally and amicably, but you know, we can go to the mat if they so choose.
Yeah. No, I love that.
You're right.
Now we're gonna move on to the fun part.
All right.
And I'm trying to figure out. I'm not really a big fan of these NFL games, so I think we're gonna do those first, and then we're gonna move on to championship Saturday. So I'm going to throw you another curveball.
Changes format every week.
I do because I know Ray prepares over here, and I got to make sure he's on his heels.
All right. Okay.
So I got 4 NFL games for you guys.
All right.
I have the Seahawks and the up-and-coming Cardinals. They're playing in Arizona, and this is for my girl because she's from Arizona. But it's the spread is 2.5 points for the Cardinals, which I thought was a little odd.
What's the Cardinals' record?
6-6, and the Seahawks are 7-5.
Oh, it's a battle of the West right now, right?
Correct.
NFC West.
And they give you 3 just for being at home. So basically,
Correct.
they're saying
The
it's
Seahawks are going to win. Or it's a pick 'em.
One I don't know.
Kyler Murray's playing really good.
I
like Kyler Murray. I think that the Cardinals will win at home.
You think so?
What about the spread?
You think they're going to cover 3 points?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm going to back that.
I'm going to back that as well. I think they're going to do that.
Yep. I like that.
The Seahawks, I like the Seahawks. Geno Smith is the quarterback.
Dynamite.
Right? So
JJ Evans. What's up with the dynamite?
My personal opinion, he favors
JJ Evans.
He does.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I don't know. I mean, I like him.
I like him too. He's
he's
been one of those up and down
Right,
quarterbacks,
yeah.
you know, and he's either on fire. He's like James Winston.
Listen, right.
Yeah.
Who's looking great for the Cleveland right now?
I thought he did.
Right.
Even though he threw
He's
those
such a
interceptions,
character,
I
too.
thought he played a really, really good game.
He did.
Yeah.
He did.
I'm gonna go opposite of you guys. I'm gonna say
Shocker.
Seahawks to cover the spread.
Okay.
Somebody knows something.
in a nail biter.
Yeah. Okay. The next one I have is the Bills 10-2 versus the Rams in Los Angeles, who are 6-6, and the Bills are favored by 3.5. So they're thinking it's another pick 'em or close.
No.
The Rams are playing
they're
pretty
saying-
good, I think.
You're
I
saying
think
it's
they're
at
just-
Rams,
Yeah.
so it's not a pick 'em.
Well, it's 0.5 is what they're thinking if they're going to give the Rams 3 points. Well, it's not a pick 'em.
Oh, you're saying the Rams are?
Yes, yeah. That's all. No. I'm sorry.
saying-
You're right. It's so the Bills by 3.5.
Yeah, it's not a pick 'em. They're saying the
Yeah.
Bills are gonna win outright.
Yeah.
I think the Bills will win outright.
You think so?
Yeah, because I don't see the. I mean, the Rams are gonna score because the Bills' defense is you can score on them, but especially it's not gonna be a snow fest like they had.
Yeah,
it's
that's
gonna
true.
be perfect weather. It's gonna be in a dome.
Yeah.
There's no reason
Are they
for
going to play worse?
who.
Because it ain't in the snow.
Well, I think they will play worse. You know, did you see the quarterback run for the slowest quarterback touchdown I've ever seen?
Was it the Bills?
The Bills,
Yeah.
because it was in the
Josh
snow.
Allen. Yeah.
They played the 49ers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they won't have that advantage this week.
I think.
They'll win. It just won't be a blowout.
Who's the Rams quarterback? Stafford?
Stafford. Is Puka?
Nakua, he's playing.
Is he playing? Is
He played last week.
Cooper playing?
I'm just wondering why it's so close.
Everything in me wants
In
to
the
say the
NFL.
Bills, but something's saying the Rams are
Everything-
like coming around.
You're right.
now.
That's the reason. That's the only reason why I'm going to say the Rams.
They did look good the other day.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think the Rams will win outright.
Oh,
Yeah.
so you're going against the spread completely.
Yes.
The Bills are going to handle their business in Los Angeles.
Ooh.
I agree with you.
Yep.
All right.
I'm gonna go
All right.
Jose. Bills plus Bills, and it's Bills -3.
Yeah,
Remember,
so you
so
think-
I
that's to
understand.
win by a field goal. Are you saying money line, or you're saying they're just
You
gonna
think the Bills are going to win?
cover the
Or
spread?
they're going to cover 3.5 points?
Both.
They're going to win
They're going
both
to win
and cover. Okay.
Ben?
I'm going to split it. I'm going to go with David.
Take that.
The Rams.
I don't know
something
why.
about the
I don't know why.
Rams.
Yeah.
Well, they're at home.
They're
I mean,
fighting, but they're fighting for something right now. And I know the Bills are already. I think they clinched already.
Yeah, they already clinched.
Right.
So
Yeah.
they just something about knowing you're already in
Yeah.
says that you're not playing with that sense of urgency.
Is that the way you play?
And I'm not saying that.
that the way you
I'm
play?
not saying that. It's not.
Does that mean something to you? I mean, I'm trying to
I'm not
understand.
saying.
You're a competitor. So you walk on the court, and just because
Not
you don't-
everybody's me, Ray.
Oh, I'm just trying to understand.
But Ray, you have a good point. Also, they are the Bills. Don't you think they want to have a better record than
KC.
Kansas City?
Yeah. No, you're
Think-
right.
think
They still are playing
That's a
for
good
something.
point. That's a
Yeah.
good
That
point.
was something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Always
Something.
you want to be
Yeah.
the number one seed. You know.
That's, Vince. We'll talk about this in a little bit. We were talking about the seeding, and we saw the Texans, and I was like, the Texans do not want to be a high seed based on who they'd play.
Right.
I was like, as far as it goes
don't wanna
now,
I don't know if we want to be a seed at all, but
that's a conversation we'll have in a second.
Well, right now, for the Texans, it's not like they get. It doesn't look like they're gonna get to choose what seed.
Yeah,
We're
that's
lucky.
true.
We're lucky. We get what we get.
yeah, for sure.
That's true. The next one I
Who did
have,
you choose?
I picked the
Rams.
The Rams.
Rams, okay.
Yeah. Is I have the Chargers 8-4 at Kansas City, the Chiefs 11-1. The Chiefs are favored by 4 points
At home.
at home.
So they're saying that they're going to win by 1.
Correct.
That's about right. They win those games by 1.
Everything they've been doing. This is like the luckiest team in the world, like ever.
I read an article that said that they've matched like some historical teams since like 1970 or something that have like the least the point differential for their wins in their 11 games is like the lowest out of all teams that have gone on to win a Super Bowl, except one of those teams did win the Super Bowl. So
Really?
yeah,
I think the Pittsburgh Steelers is one of those.
I think
But
the
I
Lions
think-
are going to win it this year.
I do too. I saw them play last night. They were tough.
God.
But,
Yeah.
to be fair, let me say this. I don't think much of Green Bay, and Green Bay gave them a game last
Yeah,
night.
they did. They did.
And Green Bay played with what's his second year? Second year quarterback?
Second year
Second
starting.
year starting.
Second year,
quarterback, yeah.
second year starting. It's first
He's been in
time.
the league like 4 or 5
second
years, right?
year.
Yeah.
Second year seeing the field at the speed and rate that it happens, and then making decisions and competing with
Yeah.
the Lions at home.
Yeah. Yeah. No, you're right. You're right.
They gave them a game.
Yeah.
Well,
That's
that
a good game.
division is with
They got the Vikings.
the Vikings.
And the
They have
Bears.
3. They said there's the first year that 3 teams might finish the highest winning
Correct.
percentage.
Wow. I didn't
The
know that.
Bears aren't in there.
No. But the
Well, that's the
Vikings,
bottom.
the Lions, and the Packers.
The Packers.
The most is three losses.
Right.
That was
Wow.
the Packers.
That's a tough
So
division.
who
You
y'all
mean to tell
picking?
me NFC East
I'm
never
gonna
did that?
go
Giants,
with the
Cowboys.
Chargers. I'm
What's
gonna go
the
with
spread?
Harbaugh. Come on.
With the points, because you're being given 4.
Covering.
You said
I'm going to go with the Chargers covering too.
Yeah.
4 points.
I
yeah.
give 'em- I
I don't
go-
think they're going to win, but I think it's going to be another close
I can
one.
go Chargers cover. Because I don't think that
One score can still be 6.
Yeah.
So, but
Yeah.
what's gonna happen is the same thing that's been happening, and it's gonna come down to a last minute drive
Patrick
by
Mahomes
Kansas.
getting the ball
Yeah.
at the end.
Kansas City, they're gonna win by a field goal. That means to say
As
they
long
don't
as they
score
have the
4.
ball at the end of the game,
That's it.
That's game.
less than one score.
Yeah.
Kansas City.
Yeah.
Plus 4. You know you have to win by 4.
I understand
Yeah.
that.
Okay.
Or you just taking win out. You
Yeah.
just saying money line.
Both.
Okay.
I just
so he thinks they're going to cover
Yeah,
too.
it's gonna be like 21, 23.
Okay.
I want to put in perspective what you're saying, because they have to win by more than 4 for you to win. So that you're saying that they're going to win by more than a field goal and less than a touchdown.
20,
No,
23.
he's saying
They
they're
come
going
and
to win
score a
by more than a
touchdown.
field goal. Period.
Period. Right.
Yeah.
They're gonna win by more than.
It's at 4. It's 4.
Four, right.
The Chiefs by 4. So
Right,
all
so
they
they
got
have
to do
to-
is win by 4 points.
Yeah, so that's more than a field goal. They had to win
Correct.
by.
Yeah.
Yeah.
touchdown.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
okay.
believe that.
Okay.
They haven't won. Have they won by more than a touchdown all season?
I don't know that.
Well, that's
I doubt
why
it.
we.
Once, I think.
But that's why we're speculating.
Oh, yeah,
You know
yeah.
what I'm saying? I mean, I'm just telling you that my rationale
Yeah.
behind that is they're playing at home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's tough. To
The
play.
Rams, and it's outside.
That's the Rams Chargers.
The Chargers. I'm
Same.
sorry. The Chargers.
LA.
Right.
Same thing.
LA.
Right. They're playing outside.
Yeah.
Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs.
What's the weather?
It's hard for me to bet against Andy Reid, but
What's the weather?
I didn't look at that. Hold on. Sorry. I don't know. It doesn't say.
The refs tend to favor,
Sure.
Cloudy, 51 degrees. Football weather.
That's football
nice.
weather.
Yeah.
That's football. That's hitting weather.
Yeah.
just right when you're watching the game in the comfort of your
I'm
home,
going to-
think about me and say, like, man, all the other games have been pretty close.
You're gonna make me tune into this.
Why? That's what's going to happen. Why? That's exactly what's going to happen.
Fucking Jose got me watching this crap.
Well, you did all your due diligence. I respect
Not
that.
only he won't give me the game. So
Oh.
David
I don't give him the
Cheeks,
games
he won't,
anymore.
he won't
Oh.
give me the game.
Yeah.
So I had to print all the games and then kind of fumble through.
Now I have what I call the dumpster bowl.
Must be my Cowboys.
It's the Bengals
Cowboys.
versus the Cowboys in Dallas in Jerry World. The Bengals are 4-8. The Cowboys are 5-7.
5-7?
And the Bengals are favored by 5.5.
As it should be.
That's about right. Yeah. And they give us 3, and they still favor us, so they're gonna win by 8.
Yeah. I think the Bengals will cover.
I think the Bengals will cover.
Yeah. Y'all aren't playing good football, and the Bengals are at least like they're playing.
Burrow's
good
been
ball.
putting up 30-plus points,
Yeah.
I don't know, 75% of the time. And as long as they can keep the Cowboys, to 3-4 touchdowns, I mean, they should be fine.
I agree. The Bengals cover.
Okay. All right.
I'm gonna say,
Go ahead.
I'm gonna say the same thing I told Luke. In order to win this game, it's a winnable game. We just have to play mistake-free football. So I'm gonna say Cowboys to cover.
Cowboys to cover. Okay.
Cowboys to cover. They're not going to lose by 8. One thing that we just lost Zach Martin for the rest of the year.
This past game?
Yeah,
the Giants?
season-ending ankle or knee surgery or something like that. But the main thing is the Bengals' offensive line is porous. And the one thing we're going to do is get after the quarterback. And he can't throw from his back, and he's bad on the run. So
Our offensive line was horrible also.
No, it was not. Why do you keep saying that?
Because we are.
Okay. This is not the Texans. The Texans would destroy the Bengals.
Debatable.
Yeah.
Okay. I believe they will cover just for the sheer fact that we're going to slow their offensive down enough to put up, because we're going to start kicking field goals at about the 50-yard line.
Yeah, your defensive front is like one of the best.
We're getting Lawrence back this week, so we'll be able to pressure the quarterback, and if we can hold them to under 20 points, somewhere around there, we'll put up 17, 18 points, and right around there, we're competitive.
We are more than capable of scoring 20-plus.
And again, we're going to start kicking field goals at the 50-yard line. So we'll be kicking. We don't have to have a lot of offense in order to compete.
Yeah. What does he kick now? 65-yarders?
65. We're averaging 65.
Insane.
Averaging 62. So we'll cover. That's all I'm going to say. We're not going to win. I don't believe we'll win, but we will definitely cover 8 points.
Fair. That's fair.
5 points.
All right. Well.
No, I'm just saying. Well, 5 points. We'll cover 5 points.
Okay. All right.
What was, if I may ask, what was your analysis when the Texans played the Cowboys?
I said we would lose.
You would say you would lose? Okay.
I said they were less. They believe less in the Texans than I do.
I thought that the Cowboys were going to cover.
I said.
Okay.
I said Cowboys.
Well, I think
would lose.
the spread was like 6 or 7 points, and we've been winning by a field goal, or whatever.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
I knew
and
it.
the rivalry, which
I said Cowboy Texas because it's a rivalry,
Right.
and the Cowboys aren't in the best of positions at this point.
Correct.
So I call the Texans to win.
Right.
Okay. So I'm going to move on to college, and this excites me. There's 2 games that excite me, but I'm going to get to the bullshit games first. And that's the ACC championship game. Clemson, number 17, who's 9-3, against SMU, who is 11-1.
At 8.
And they're number 8, and they're favored by 2.5 points.
That's tough.
So I don't know anything
That's
about
tough.
SMU.
I don't know anything about SMU. I don't know anything about
watched them
Clemson. I know I don't like Dallas, so that's one reason why I don't
And
want to.
I'm an underdog fan. I'm gonna take Clemson
Nice.
Really.
just cause.
They're not really an underdog, but okay.
I just feel like they're the bigger school, the bigger team. Like
Yeah.
they got more. They're more of a I don't want to say powerhouse, but compared to SMU,
I mean, they won a championship.
Wait. Who
so
are you saying is the
Clemson.
Clemson.
is the bigger school?
Between
Then
SMU, and Clemson?
and Clemson.
Yeah. Which one did you say is the bigger school?
Clemson.
Clemson. Yes. So you're rooting for SMU.
No, he's rooting for Clemson
No, Clemson is the underdog.
in this game.
Okay. Take away the rankings because goddamn Alabama, if they were playing the
I'm
same.
I'm just looking at the rankings.
Okay, Alabama's ranked worse than SMU.
They're not playing SMU.
Okay. your argument about whether or not
We're talking about Clemson and SMU. I'm
He's
taking
looking at the
Clemson.
records, and Clemson is 9-3.
Where's the game?
at Dallas at SMU.
In Cowboy Stadium.
Wait,
I
hold on.
I didn't know that.
Really?
It's at
What's the
SMU.
spread?
2.5 at SMU.
That changes things for me.
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't. No, it's not. It's not. It's in Charlotte.
Charlotte, North Carolina.
That's Clemson, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
No, it
think
says
so.
at SMU.
It says on here, location, Bank of America Stadium.
It says at SMU.
I think SMU is the home team.
Oh, so it's a neutral site.
Right.
Oh, because
But it's in Charlotte.
Right.
in Charlotte, so it's not.
I'm going to pick Clemson. I'm going to pick Clemson based on
Is
that.
Clemson in North Carolina?
It's in one of the Carolinas, I think.
South
They're
Carolina.
playing in a.
Look at
This is the
Clemson.
championship. It's played at a neutral site.
Neutral
usually.
site, correct.
So
Okay.
that's why I asked.
All right.
But because of the pedigree of Clemson,
I'm gonna take
they've been in these positions many times, more so than SMU.
Correct.
And they're playing in a neutral site. I'll take Clemson.
Yeah, Clemson's in South Carolina.
Okay.
I'll take Clemson as well.
Okay. I'll take Clemson too. I'm going to bet on that game just because y'all said that.
What did you say?
Clemson.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll take
Okay. Next one we have. This
That's
is
not. I just want to state that's not the underdog. They're not the smaller school. SMU is far smaller than.
He's
Clemson.
talking about ranking though.
ranking. No,
Record.
Yeah.
So this one again is for my girl, her alumni. This is Iowa State 10-2. She's not from Iowa State. Versus Arizona State 10-2.
Is she a
Arizona State
Arizona State?
that Red Devil?
Red Devil.
Sun Devils.
Sun Devils.
Yeah.
Is she a Sun Devil?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Tall
I
Devil.
don't
Tall
know.
Devil.
Tall Devil. Yeah, Tall Devil.
Tall Devil.
Where's the game at?
Red Devil.
That's a good question. The game. This one's in Dallas, Jerry World.
Yep.
Neutral site for sure. Iowa State is scrappy. Like they've always been a scrappy team. Like they will.
I don't know.
They'll fight. I don't know if they're going to win, but they're so Arizona State is favored by 1.
That's
So
just
it's pretty much a pick 'em. Yeah.
just a pick 'em. And they only gave them that 1.5 because they have a 15. One is 15 and one is 16. They're the same team.
They're
And
the same team.
Just a sidebar. I want y'all to know that anytime that we all collectively agree on something, I put that into a parlay. So, for example, we all bet like we're all saying Clemson. That's the first game that's going to a parlay. So whatever we all agree on, I'm putting that into a parlay as
How
well.
did that work the other week? When
We won.
When Nestor was. Oh, really?
We won. Well,
Next time, put
I
some
won.
money in there.
I won. Yeah.
Can you let me know? Can you let a brother know?
I think Arizona State's going to win.
I'll take Arizona also.
Yeah. I mean, they're gonna
for no reason.
If it's -1, they're gonna. I mean, yeah, they're gonna.
I'm gonna disagree just so you don't put it on parlay.
We'll put it in a side parlay.
Yeah.
We've always done good when we do side parlays.
Yeah, she did that the other week and didn't even tell me. Oh yeah, we won $1,300. I don't got a text in my phone.
I don't know much about both teams, but just knowing a little bit more about Arizona State, I'll choose them.
Nice. Thanks for the support.
And Iowa State, just to
Yeah.
fuck up your parlay
heard
theory.
you.
We'll do our side bet.
Arizona State it is. All right, so now to the 2 games that I'm very interested in. Number 1, Oregon, 12-0, versus number 3, Penn State, 11-1 for the Big Ten championship.
Where?
Oregon is favored by 3.5 points.
Yep. Lucas Oil in
In
Indianapolis.
Indy, yeah. Lucas Oil Stadium.
It's closer to.
It's closer to Ohio or Penn State, yeah.
Yeah.
I'll take Oregon.
You'll take Oregon?
Oregon.
I haven't seen Oregon play, but I've always known they're a very, what's that word?
I'm gonna say disciplined.
I would disciplined, but they're also a very scheme-heavy team. Like, if somebody can figure that shit out, like, it's like a sideshow. And then once you figure out the sideshow, it's like, I don't know.
That's true.
So I think Oregon's going to win, but I think, just for the record, I think they will lose in the college football playoff.
So you're
I don't think they'll make it to the championship.
That's usually their MO.
Yeah.
They haven't made it to the playoffs before, have they?
Well, this is the first year there's 12 teams.
Oh, but even
Oh, yeah,
before,
before.
they've never
Oh,
made
I
it.
don't know.
Right. No, they always
they
have
never-
a good, they're
Yeah,
in the Pac-10.
yeah, they've always been
the
top
Pac-12.
5, always somewhere up there. Yeah,
But
So-
no one picks them to go to the championship because no one's in the Pac-12. But this year, they're kicking a bunch of ass. I mean,
Correct.
And
They
they're
beat Ohio State.
and they're in the Big
in
Ten.
Oregon, right?
Yeah,
they
in
burned me.
Oregon.
They burned me my last time I picked against them, so I'm not going to do it.
I'm gonna take Penn State.
Okay.
Why? Can I hear some rationale?
There's no rationale.
You just
It's closer to home.
just
Closer
picking
to
them
home.
out the air,
They're
huh?
closer to home. Oregon's do. I feel like they feel like they already got a top seed.
Is that the way you think?
I'm just saying. You asked for my rationale.
Okay. David?
No, I'm picking Oregon. I think Oregon will cover. I just don't think they're going to make it very far in the college football playoff.
I'm going to go Oregon as well. And you missed one. Final one.
I what?
You're missing your final pick.
Oh no! What did you say, Jose?
No.
No,
You said Oregon.
I'm, not
I'm
talking-
sorry.
I'm saying your next pick is.
Oh yeah, my next pick is Georgia and Texas.
Oh, yeah.
Georgia 10-2, Texas is 11-1. Texas
Only lost to Georgia.
only lost to Georgia, and they are favored by 3 points.
And they got worked by Georgia.
Worked.
It wasn't even a game.
Yeah.
that they
Crazy
had.
thing that it's played in Atlanta. And then
So is
if
the
you
fu-
get to the national
yeah.
championship game, it's played in Atlanta again.
So they're going to play them 3 times this year if they make it.
Right. I am taking Texas. Number one, I have to say,
The spread is 3 or 2.5.
full disclosure, I have to, I root for Texas, so it's more of an emotional pick. I want to see them win.
Yeah.
I know that at home in Austin, they took a beating by Georgia. I'm assuming that they learned a very valuable lesson.
Yep.
They're gonna be supposed to be a neutral site, but it's not. It's in
Yeah.
Georgia. It's in Atlanta. I think that
Damn.
Texas is gonna redeem themselves.
Getting away from home
Okay.
a little bit.
Okay.
All
right.
Let me ask you a side question.
Yeah.
What do you think about Ewers?
I like Ewers. I like him. I think that putting in Manning in special plays,
Yeah.
I think is working for them, and they kind of grooming him.
Yeah.
So I don't have a problem
But
with
do you think he's going to translate to the NFL? The way prospects say he is, like I don't believe.
I don't believe
I
that.
don't believe
No,
he's
I
a
don't
top
know.
10 pick or. I guess I'm not a professional scout.
Well,
So.
no, I don't think professional scouts are professional scouts. Otherwise, you would have so many bust-ass quarterbacks.
Yeah.
All right.
But I agree. But I don't like to believe that people don't have the ability to grow beyond their bounds.
Absolutely. Right. I'm not saying he can't develop further.
I mean, there have been did you ever see Tom Brady's
oh God!
Oh yeah.
His, when he went through that
the combine.
The combine. Oh my God!
Yeah.
God. Did you know?
With the shirt off
Did you
and
see the greatest quarterback all time when you saw that guy throw the ball or
You're right.
run?
You're right.
No, but I like him. I mean, back to your question.
Yeah.
I never really thought about, and I agree with what you're saying, Ray. It's like for Texas, he seems to be a good quarterback. I like him. I'm not one of those people like, hey, put Manning in, and let's just. No, I think he steadies the ship. He's good.
He's got the experience.
And I think he would be, if he goes to the NFL. I think he has the ability. I think that he would be serviceable. I mean,
for sure.
I think that's a good word.
That's the perfect word.
Yeah.
And
he could easily make a career
in a a grand perspective. I feel like that he could become like a Colt McCoy, where he was like
right.
Almost. I mean, he did start for teams, but mainly he was like that kind of fringe. Yeah, between a backup and a starter. Yeah,
the bridge.
Well,
James Harrison destroyed my man Colt, and he never recovered.
Oh man, yeah. I liked Colt.
Colt could have been great.
Yeah, I'm going to take Texas also, but I'm betting with my heart.
Right,
just the same way I root for him.
Okay,
I am. I like, but I think the same way you learn some lessons from that first game. I think maybe they were just. There's a lot of emotions. There's a lot of things going on.
Yeah,
how Georgia came in there and manhandled them pretty much.
Yeah,
they could never get anything going, especially in the first half. And once they were hitting the chin a couple of times, they just couldn't quite get there.
And I'm glad that they took that loss early in the season.
That's a good point.
Now, hopefully, ideally, get the win. It matters in the championship game.
Yeah, no, that's a good point. Raymond?
They've got Texas favored. That is strange. Explain to me why you think Texas is favored in this game.
It's a higher ranked team.
Higher ranked momentum.
Because they have. Sorry.
I'm going to the shaker. I think that I don't know why Texas would be favored after the beating they took at home by this very team. The rankings
in Atlanta.
The rankings don't mean any damn thing. Rankings mean absolutely nothing with these two teams. So I don't know why the spread is what it is. I believe that some people just have your number.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter about record.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter about any damn thing. They just have your number. And I want Texas to win. I just don't think they will. My heart says, Texas, please win.
Yeah.
As a Cowboy fan, you just heard me pick. I'm saying they're not going to beat this team that just whooped their ass time before.
To speak on that, some people that have your number really quickly, the Rockets. I just watched the game last night against the Warriors. I didn't know that the Warriors have beat the Rockets 17 straight times, and that's
I did not know that.
It's like matched their.
Curry hadn't played,
and he wasn't playing last night. Nor did Green.
Curry hadn't played,
and so it's like they have their number for whatever reason. They were winning. I think they're going to play them next week in the Cup or whatever. So I'm just hoping like maybe get this one out of the way, and they can bring it. But if Curry's playing, I don't know how they're going to do it. But yeah, when teams have a number, then there's something about that.
I saw a clip of Tom Brady talking about the Super Bowls he regrets. He hates the Mannings.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Specifically, he hates
Eli. I'm sure.
He lost two of them.
He lost two.
Built bad. He like what? Well, I mean, think about
Giants,
it. Like
the Giants have destroyed. And
Did
you see that post he had? Tom Brady had posted a fish. That he
I
caught
saw that.
overseas, and Eli posted one also. and it was bigger than Tom's. And Tom said, "Oh, did you catch that with your helmet also?" There's beef there. There's true beef.
Joker does not like. I have to love, and I hate the Patriots, but I have to love the competitive nature of Tom Brady. You have to love the fact that he hates those losses that he took. I used to tell people back in the day, Tom Brady's not going to allow you to crush him twice If he knows he took an ass whooping, he's coming for you.
Yeah.
And if Bill Belichick has 2 weeks to see you, come Super Bowl time, he's going to punish you.
Yeah.
The fight is coming.
Yeah. No, yeah. I think back to the championship game for the SEC. My heart wants to vote for the Longhorns. I think the Longhorns will cover, but I think they will lose.
If they cover, they win, Dave.
No, it's by 3, isn't it?
It's
Texas. I'm
Texas.
sorry. Texas by 3. I'm sorry. I think Georgia will win in a close one.
I think they will too. It won't be close.
I think you don't think it'll be close.
It ain't gonna be even a field goal.
Well, I think my biggest thing is
the big issue was Texas couldn't run on them,
yeah,
and they couldn't stop the run.
Yeah.
And if you can't stop the run, they could just do this one play. So that means to say they're handing the ball to somebody,
Yeah.
and they're gashing you for 6 yards. And
Yeah.
if you run the
Become
ball,
one-dimensional.
and if you can't stop it,
I think Quinn Ewers, and I think he will be serviceable. I think he has a major problem with pressure. And I'm not talking about in the football game, like people coming at him. I'm talking about pressure on him, like
In big game
mentally in
situations?
big game situations. And I think it's something you can come out of, but I don't think this is the week it's going to happen. I think he's always had that. Like he struggles at points, and I really don't know why.
if they lose, do they not make the playoffs?
No, they make the playoffs.
Okay.
The seeding is already pretty much confirmed for all the teams, regardless of the outcome.
Okay.
Yeah. So, well, that wraps up this segment. Jose, thank you so much, dude.
Hey, man.
It was a pleasure talking about this, and I can't wait to see our results and how accurate or good or bad we were. And y'all are gonna owe me some money if I lose this parlay.
I'm in. I'm in.
There's only one game that we all agreed on.
I fucked up.
I'm in.
I
I'm in it with you.
intentionally,
I know.
I intentionally shit on it.
Well, you're out of the bet.
I
first
Yeah, I
off.
know.
idea-
First off,
I
yeah.
have no idea
Yeah.
about Iowa State.
There's no
or
side text
Arizona
for you,
State.
so
You didn't give me the last side text.
I just want to make full disclosure. You know, it seems like Ray did his homework. He knows all the lines, all this, that, the other. To the people out there, I'm a casual fan and whatnot. So
Me and you.
yeah. And I
You don't get to claim
and I
novice.
know, and I want them. I'm gonna look back at this show and see what the novice, casual fan that doesn't have all these fancy numbers and all that does compared to all the stats and lines and who's this and
Way better.
yeah.
We'll
You
see.
probably gonna beat me.
So, that's the fun part about
yeah.
this.
I take losses. I take losses every week. I hate it.
All right, Jose. I appreciate it, man. Thank you for coming on, man.
Well,
that
thank you
wraps up
guys.
today's segment.
Thank you for having me.
Thank
Yes,
you,
sir.
man. Cheers,
Thanks,
guys.
Jose.
All right.
Cheers, brother.